Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Beatles Anthology 4 that got released worldwide yesterday. I already did a video about the contents of this release a couple of months ago when it was announced, so let me not go into too much detail and just dive straight into the review and talk about this release track by track. At number 1, the first track of this record, I Saw Her Standing There, Take 2. It all starts with some technical audible startup, and honestly I think this is a fun, okay opener. Not one of the songs that I've been looking forward to hearing alternative versions of the most, and as a matter of fact, when I saw this on the track list I thought, haven't I heard this before? But I haven't, because this has been to the bootleg Beatles release. I haven't listened to that one. It was a rare release. So, okay, fun. Then Money with RM7 undubbed. I like the rough edge on Lennon's vocals here. Still, okay, interesting. Okay. The song This Bird, released on the Free as a Bird EP. This song, track 3, doesn't do much for me. There's this break in the song, they are working on it. I actually think, and I rarely say this of a Beatles song, because if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I am a Beatles fan, I love the Beatles. This is one of the rare moments in which I do not think the Beatles bring anything interesting to the table. So, yeah, well, but they happen, it's not a problem. Those things happen. Then, Tell Me Why. Take 12 and 13. It starts with a false start. We hear Paul McCartney shouting, "You made a mistake, I know you did it." Okay, that's fun. But honestly, these takes, this version of Tell Me Why, I'm not too sure what this adds to what is out there. Let me get to If I Fell, take 11. This is not a very convincing take. It has its moments, but it's clearly not a take that worked, not the one they went with. And also, I do find it interesting to have alternative takes on box sets. As a matter of fact, the last couple of months we've seen loads of different insights into the working process of an album, like Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. There's a beautiful release of Nick Drake's 5 Leaves Left, in which you can clearly hear between the different takes, and sometimes it's even 3 times the same song after another, but you hear they are trying to find the essence of a song there. And those are moments in which an insight in the studio works pretty well and keeps it interesting, although it's even 3 times the same song. With If I Fell, I'm not having that. It's not a different interpretation of what is out there, it's just a lesser version. Matchbox, take 1. I believe this is relatively unique, not sooner released. It's a Carl Perkins cover. It's fun because it's really new here, but it's not likely I'll be playing this more often. I'd rather go to Carl Perkins originally, but nevertheless, this is a good value. This is fun stuff for Beatles fans. Yeah, throw this out there. Every Little Thing, take 6 and 7. Again, I do not know what this adds to what is out there. I Need You, take 1. And I really like this. It sounds exciting and fresh. It's not as good as a final take, but here you can audibly hear that George Harrison is searching for the right tone. There is tension. He clearly feels the stress of having to prove himself as a leading vocalist here, and that is audible, and that is really exciting. This is of good value. I've Just Seen a Face, take 3. Nice to hear something from the Help sessions. I like it because I really love the song, and the fact that it is slightly different than what I'm used to is, this is fun. In My Life, take 1. Or am I, again, I like it because it's fresh, it's a song I like, enjoyable. Nowhere Man, and it's the first version, but take 2. And this is really different and a clear example of a work in progress. You can be part of the Beatles developing their style here, or the style of the song. But is it something you would like to listen to on vinyl? Is it something that you put on and the song in itself works? No, this is what I call library interesting. If you are a producer or are trying to figure out how the development of a song goes, this is an insightful document. But this is not something for on a record. This is library interesting. Got to Get You Into My Life, second version, and this has been released before. And this is one of the flaws of this record actually, and I discussed this in the other video. Most of the stuff on this Anthology 4, in contrary to Anthology 1, 2, and 3, which are a very good value addition to the Beatles catalog, a lot of the stuff has already been released on the wonderful Beatles box sets, like the Revolver box set, the White Album box set, the 50th anniversary box set of Sgt. Pepper's, and goes on and on. This Gotta Get You Into My Life, the second version, already has been released before. And it is a really different version with a strange sounding instrument in the background, which I don't understand what instrument it is, but this is fun, it's insightful. Love to You, take 7, already also released before, and I have no idea why this particular song should be interesting. But then again, I don't really dig this song as well, so perhaps my motivation is not so clear here, or clear, but not valuable. Strawberry Fields Forever, take 26. Also, this has been released before. Lennon's voice is interesting here, and the tempo, it is much faster. There is something here that I really like, because the tempo changes the identity of the song. There's a certain vulnerability to the voice of Lennon. Yeah, I like it. She's Leaving Home, take 1, instrumental. Already also released before. And this is really awesome if you'd ever want to do a karaoke version and you're a purist. That's it. Baby, You're a Rich Man, take 11 and 13. They are asking for cannabis and messing around. When they start playing, something is going on. Yeah, this is a good song. Something's happening here. I enjoyed listening to this track. Then we get to All You Need Is Love, the BBC broadcast rehearsal, and this is one of the rare moments, I believe just as the Baby You're a Rich Man moment, that we have not heard this before actually, so new stuff to the table. This is interesting stuff, because you can listen to the BBC commentary voice, which adds some background information to what we're listening to. This is a rehearsal for the BBC live stream performance, which is rare at that moment in time for the Beatles. And you can hear on the vocals that Lennon is really playing around here. But as a band, they are vulnerable because they haven't been doing this live stuff that often. I think this is of a good value to the Anthology 4, because the band is presenting themselves. They're out there. This is not the final take. This is not the definitive moment, but they're building towards something. The song works well. It's a bit too playful to be the final release, but we're getting something new and fresh here. Then we go to another unreleased track, Fool on the Hill instrumental. Okay, very, very, very useful for that karaoke guy. I Am the Walrus, take 19. Here we hear John Lennon's vocal completely pushed to the back. This is mostly interesting if you'd like to study the string section. Yeah, if you're interested in the strings of that song and you want to play it yourself, or yeah, this may be interesting for you. Then we go to another unreleased track, Hey Bulldog, take 4. Oh yeah, this is just what we needed. An alternative take of one of the instrumental tracks for the Yellow Submarine soundtrack. So happy to have this. As a matter of fact, I started listening to this record last night, and after Hey Bulldog, I thought, I am way too bored. Way too bored. I put it aside. I thought I'll continue this morning when I have fresh energy. Perhaps it's me, or is it the Beatles? It's the Beatles! Because this morning I started with Good Night. Take 10, also previously released on the White Album box set, with the guitar part from Take 5, and that guitar doesn't really work here. I love this song, but this is only interesting as a work of development, a work in progress, if you care. While My Guitar Gently Weeps, the third version, Take 27, also previously released. Yes, it is an alternative take, and it may be nice to hear Eric Clapton search for the right solo, I guess. You're So Square, this has been previously released. It's a Beatles studio jam session. They're obviously goofing around since McCartney is doing like a parody on rock and roll vocals. Yeah, didn't get me hooked. Helter Skelter, second version, Take 17. Also, all this stuff previously released. None of these take numbers, the number 100 whatsoever, has anything to offer in sound quality, mixing, mastering, or performance that comes near the strength of the versions that we love. It's really boring. It's really boring going through this, and I did not have that for 1 second with Anthology 1, 2, or 3. I will take 29. This is more a joke goofing around. No idea why they put this on here. Can You Take Me Back? Take 1. McCartney is searching. Lennon is goofing in the studio. That's what we're hearing here. Let me get to Julia. 2 rehearsals. Also previously released. Lennon states it's hard to sing this at the beginning of this recording. And, well, at least on this track, I think this track may be of good value, because you can hear that in these 2 takes, Lennon admits it is hard to do. And he's finding the right tone. And you can hear that the song works better when he develops. And I think this is a very interesting insight. Yeah. Get Back, Take 8. Also previously released on the Let It Be box set. Man, I've been through the hours and hours of the Get Back documentary. I've seen them write this song in the studio. Why do I need Take 8 on an Anthology 4? I mean, why do I need to hear this? Not a single reason. We go to Octopus's Garden, the rehearsal, previously released as well, and you can hear Ringo Starr addressing it, saying, "Oh, what about the Octopus's song?" And then he starts playing it on the piano, and the Beatles find it funny. Which really brings me to a Family Guy sketch in which Ringo Starr appears to be from the future and tells them how they die if he's allowed to do his Octopus's song. Yeah, I really enjoyed this because I had to think of that moment. Yeah, it's like that. Don't Let Me Down, first performance from the Rooftop concert, also previously before released. At least this has some sort of a live quality to it. There is a very strange fuzzy sound to the rhythm guitar. Yeah. You could add it. You Never Give Me Your Money, Take 36. And yeah, I'm listening to it, and obviously I'm not caring at all, and I'm thinking, my profession is I'm a filmmaker. I am fascinated by Stanley Kubrick, and he would also work in loads and loads and loads and loads of takes. The Beatles and Kubrick are at the same moment, at this moment. And I was wondering, would it be interesting for me to see Kubrick's take 50, take 55, take 60? And I think, yeah, because I have a professional interest and I'd like to see why he chose to go with one take or another. But even in that situation, in which I have a clearly a fascination for the artist, I have a professional interest so I can build my own qualities, there is a moment in which I'm I'm walking out of the room and I've had it and I'm bored and I'm not taking any new information in it. This box does that for me as a Beatles fan way sooner, way sooner. I don't think I can find as much fascinating stuff as I would in the hundreds of takes of a Kubrick. Now we go to Here Comes the Sun, take 9. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have it. Also previously released, no idea why they added something. Take 39, strings only. Okay, this does bring out the quality of the strings here. I'm really impressed by what's going on there. This is of good value to an anthology. But we have about 3 or 4 tracks now that are of a good value, and this is a 3-piece final set. Oh, this is way below a mediocre release. Then we're going to the 6th side of this 3-piece of vinyl, and what they have done here is they put on side 6 3 songs with a total of 12 minutes. It's like spreading butter out that thin that you can hardly taste it. They were out of material. What's going on here? Bizarre stuff. And then what is on that 6th side? Well, we get a Free as a Bird 2025 new mix. Well, yeah, Lennon sounds a lot clearer and brighter, and the effects of his voice have been taken away, which is pretty unnatural for me because Lennon always was experimenting or perhaps even hiding his voice with other effects. So this doesn't really sound like a Beatles song or a Beatles-like song anymore. This is unnecessary. Real Love 2025. Oh yeah, this is what I needed. I needed a 2025 new mix of Real Love. Sounds like fabricated. Yeah, I can't curse on YouTube. And what is the final song on this Anthology 4? You want to know? The final song which takes it home? Now and Then. Yeah, Now and Then. Not a new mix. Not that I've been waiting for a new mix, but it's not like I haven't bought this song like 2 years ago already. This was a major single release. What a fantastic addition and a new beautiful insight into the catalog of the Beatles. This Anthology 4 has the stench of desperation. Honestly, this is one of the worst releases I've seen this year. There's a lot of commercial going around, and I'm looking forward to seeing the documentary on Disney Plus next week. But this is a bad release. I mean, milking the cow, all those phrases have been used before, but to ask $75 for this mostly re-released, uninteresting alternative takes that don't add anything. I think today is a day for Beatles fans to be really, really disappointed. I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.